Hello everyone, and welcome again to one of my videos here for Gen 127. And in this video, what I wanted to talk about is a topic that I feel is important to your success here as a student with the University of Phoenix. It's also a topic that we're talking about in this week's lesson. So I think there's a lot of good techniques that you're going to learn from this video, but also through all of the other things that you will learn in this week's lesson that will definitely help you be the most successful student possible. One of the things that I wanted to talk about is the big difference between being an online student, as you are, compared to a traditional brick and mortar type of student like I was. When I got my bachelor's degree and master's degree, I went to a traditional school, and I had set hours that I had to be in class. Each class told me exactly what time the class was starting, what time the class was ending, when I had labs, when I had exams, when I had to do everything. It was all scheduled for me. That type of schedule works for a lot of people because there's structure and it's easy to then schedule the other things that you have to do around that schedule. So it's not for everyone, but it worked for me because I was able to see when I had to be in school, when I had to do my exams, and the time I had available to work and for family and other types of activities. For you as an online student, that's not the case. Here at the University of Phoenix, we do not tell you what time you need to be in class. All we tell you is that you should schedule 15 to 20 hours a week for your studies, and that's all we tell you. When you get into class, where and how or anything, that's completely up to you as the student. I'm going to share some recommendations to you that I think will help you be more successful. But again, it's up to you to find what works for you because I don't know your schedule. I don't know your family or work responsibilities or other things you do, other activities. I don't know that so I can't tell you do this or do that because it's different for everyone. All I can do is just give you suggestions that I hope will help you develop a schedule, develop a routine that again fits what you need to do. Again, the expectation we have for you as a student is that you study 15 to 20 hours a week. If you do that regularly, some weeks will be different. I believe you'll be a very successful student here at the university. So my suggestion is this. Every week there's 7 days for you to do your work. I recommend on day 1, on Tuesday, you get into class, check to see if you have any new messages from your instructor, see if there's any new emails, anything like that, but also start reviewing the material for that week. Take a look at the assignments that are due. Also start reading the material. That also will roll into day 2. As you read the material, now you should start doing your participation. So day 2, day 3 is when you should start participating in the class discussion, answering the questions that I have posted, answering the questions that your classmates have posted. That should start midweek. So days 2, 3, 4, that's when you should start getting all of your participation done. For your assignments, every week will be different. You'll have 2, 3 assignments each week that you'll need to do. Some will take more time than others, but hopefully you'll have all of your assignments done no later than Friday or Saturday, so that you have time to get them done, type up whatever responses you have to do, take some time to review your responses to make sure that there's good spelling, there's good grammar, everything has been answered completely, so that again on Sunday, you just submit everything. Make sure everything's submitted and turned in. The only thing you should do on Monday is to check your work. Double check to make sure all of your participation posts are done. You have 8 posts on 3 days of the week. And also to make sure all of your assignments have been turned in under the correct format, be it Microsoft Word or PDF format. Make sure all of the spelling's correct and the grammar again, but also make sure that you've turned in the correct assignments. Too often I've seen students who are kind of in a rush and they submit the wrong assignments. They just turn in anything that that they can turn in, because they try to get it in on time and they send me something that's incomplete or the completely wrong assignment, and they don't get full credit because of that. So always take some time. This is probably the biggest piece of advice I can give when it comes to assignments and time management, is that on Monday, give yourself a little bit of time at the end of the day to double check your work to make sure everything has been turned in correctly. So this is a schedule that I have followed in the past, that a lot of students follow. They try to break things down into little bits and pieces over the 7 days of the week. Granted, this is not for everyone. Everyone's schedule is different. Maybe you're someone who has such a busy schedule during the week that it just doesn't work to do that. So maybe for you, the only time you can study is late at night. When I used to work part-time as a teacher here at the University of Phoenix, the only time I can get into the classroom and do my own participation was late at night. I had to wait until both of my sons were in bed and asleep, so I had a quiet house where I can sit down and focus on my own schoolwork, my own participation. That worked for me. I got on maybe 10 o'clock at night and stayed online until midnight, 1 o'clock in the morning, just to make sure I got everything done that I had to do. For others, the only time you have available is the weekend, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Well, that's 3 days. That's fine. Work all of those 3 days to do your participation, so you have 3 days of participation, and make sure then on Sunday night your assignments are due, leaving again Monday to do a final double check. So if the weekend is the only time you have, it's okay. Just make sure that you still set aside the necessary hours to complete your work and get all of your assignments done and all of your participation complete. So again, I think the most important thing is to find what works for you. Test something out. Test a new schedule for this week. If it works, great, you found a schedule that works for you. If it doesn't work, start tweaking it little by little until you find a schedule that best works for your own schedule. Okay, so I'm not going to sit here and tell you what works. The material in this week's lesson is also not going to tell you what you need to do. Another piece of advice, if you're still struggling on finding a good work schedule, is to start listing out everything that you have to do. Listing at the beginning, at the top of the list, what is most important, down to the things that are the least important. Those things that are the most important, of course, you need to get those done every week. Once you kind of see the things you have to do, now find the holes in that schedule where you can fit your studies. You can fit time to do your participation, to read the book, the chapters from the book. So again, take some time this week, go through the lesson material in this week's lesson, the learning activities. Take some time to put together your own schedule, tweak it if necessary. And I guarantee that if you are able to establish a schedule, establish a routine every day, every week that best fits what you have to do, you will be successful. You will find the time necessary to do all that you have to do. I believe that there's really no excuse such as I didn't have enough time. I believe everyone has time that is necessary to study, because we have 7 days in the week to do all the work that we have to do. If you still struggle on finding what works for you and finding that schedule that best fits what you need, please do not hesitate to contact your instructor. Send us a private message, give us a phone call, let us know where we can help out. We'll definitely give you some suggestions and some ideas that will best fit your needs. So again, I hope this video has been helpful, has given you some ideas to start thinking about when it comes to your own time management. We'll be in touch again, and have a great day.